On Monday, Donald Trump met with the CEOs of the big retail stores, Walmart, Target, Home Depot, who told him that they could be 2 weeks away from empty shelves. And everyone in America walking into a Home Depot or a Target or a Walmart and seeing empty shelves would know exactly who to blame. They would blame the president, who is now polling disastrously on the economy and on his illegal and inane tariff war that he is decisively losing.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Natkunda Esther. If you're new here, hi, welcome. If you like my content, please consider subscribing, like, comment, and share. Let me know what you think in the comment section about today's topic. And my question for the day is simple. Do you think we are going to see Donald J. Trump bring back America's economy to the way at least he found it anytime sooner? I really want to know, because people are saying every single store you walk in, just the bare minimum utilities as food, which is a human rights need, people cannot even buy food. Now, some stores have started closing off, literally locking stuff. I don't understand why they do that. But also some stores, the aisles are empty. And also some stores, they are literally gauging what each person can take. This is really giving CO19, like literally. I really wonder if MAGA is happy. Like, I really wonder if Trump supporters sit there and then they're like, yes, this is what we voted for. We're so happy. We're excited. We have no food. Yeah, we're so happy. This is what we voted for. Because recently around like maybe in February, yeah, MAGA supporters were so loud. Yeah, the Mexicans are out. Latinos are out. This is what we voted for. I wonder if they can still say that. Y'all tell me what you think. Do you think MAGA supporters can still say that, oh, we are so proud of our choice that we did? Because we went from crying for eggs to farmers literally being out of business. Now people have no food. And the problem of people have no food, it does not discriminate whether you're a MAGA supporter or you're a Democrat. Even MAGA supporters don't have food. I really wonder if they're proud of their choice.
Somebody said, oh, the shelves are going to be open. Well, maybe the children will have $2 instead of $30, you know? And maybe the $2 will cost a couple of bucks more than they would normally. But we're not talking about something that we have to go out of our way. They have ships that are loaded up with stuff, much of which, not all of it, but much of which we don't need.
You go down to Walmart or somewhere, and the shelves will be either empty or weirdly expensive to an extent that people won't buy the stuff.
When you talk about putting tariffs on imports, 60% of fresh fruit in the US is imported, 30% of fresh vegetables, 70% of toys are imported. So if you're putting those tariffs on, it's going to have the opposite impact, isn't it?
Yeah, wait for Christmas. You can imagine, you go down to Walmart or somewhere, and the shelves will be either empty or weirdly expensive to an extent that people won't buy the stuff. And the likelihood is that they'll be empty because it looks as if all trade at the moment between the US and China has finished. But it's not just that. It's also jobs that are suddenly more precarious. And it's away from the private economy. It's also federal jobs. Remember what they've been doing, slashing agencies here, there, and everywhere. A lot of workers, 2 million or so people, work for the federal government around the United States, not just in Washington, D.C., and other places as well. And suddenly their jobs are either in question or they've already lost them. And that is a kind of degree of economic insecurity. And remember, the other really important thing about the American economy, you lose your job, you can get very poor very quickly. You can go bankrupt quickly. You're likely to lose your health insurance as well if you lose your job. So, I mean, this is a very sudden impoverishing effect. And exactly as you say, the politics of it, in a way, much more than in other countries, I think much more than in the UK, the politics of it can be quite brutal quite quickly because the reality of it.
Much of the stuff that we end up buying on store shelves leaves Asia on a boat months before it appears on our shelves. There is reporting that for weeks now, thanks to the on-again, off-again tariffs, boats have been leaving Asia significantly less than full. Why aren't we seeing that on the shelves yet? Because it takes a couple of months. And so the belief, the fear, the issue now is that several weeks from now, the impact of those semi-empty boats is going to be felt on retail store shelves. Now, this is not me defending consumerism. Oh, we need 50 varieties of cheap tchotchkes from China, or we're gonna that's not the issue. The issue is that Donald Trump ran on we will never have the bear cupboards, we will never have the supply chain issues. And then he came in and in a self-inflicted optional way has now imposed policy that may create exactly that. The empty shelves he blamed on Obama and Biden previously that he promised us we would never have. When will we know? Several weeks from now.
You know, this is really reminding me of the times when Kamala Harris was, doing her campaigns, and she warned people. She said, if you vote this man, he will only care about people of his class. He does not care for the middle class. He does not care for poor people. He only cares for the billionaires. And I really wonder if MAGA supporters are happy. This is what they voted for.
The banks are out of money, the ports are out of product, the line is out of up. We are in the calm before the storm. We're in this odd waiting period where the impact of Trump's tariff chaos have only really hit the speculative economy and not so much really hit the real economy where, actual people exist. There's a huge gap between the time when a product ships from China to when it arrives in the US on store shelves. We've basically been existing off of products that were shipped before Trump announced his tariffs, which meant that they were still reasonably similar prices, but that is about to massively change. Trump's tariffs on China are so high that they're effectively a trade embargo, and we're seeing a rapid slowdown of traffic at all the major ports, and very soon, Chinese ships will just not dock here. You hear about trillions of dollars being erased from the stock market, and it doesn't feel real because you wake up and your day is basically exactly the same. But trillions of dollars in terms of trade being evaporated is actually going to have a major impact on your life because America is a consumer economy. And this economic hit is unavoidable. Even if Trump decided tomorrow that he wanted to undo those tariffs, we are still going to plunge economically, probably into a recession. And we know that economic uncertainty breeds political extremism. I think the Trump administration is purposely taking us back to the 1930s level of economic instability so that they can have a do-over in the massive political reforms, but instead of moving to the left, they're going to move to the right.